Great. Okay. So next up, switching up environment transitions. Okay. So this is really cool, a real game changer. You need to train your dog to target to a boundary, a bed, whatever it might be. Just show you a little clip of feed the boundary. And then we might throw a single piece of food off this platform. And she's like, no, all the food's here, in which case I just reward her and say, feed that boundary. And then I try and tempt her off. And she's like, no, the value really is up here. And that's when you know you've trained a great boundary. And then what we do is, by the way, I forgot to say this at the beginning. I've tried as much as I can to show you Berry doing the strategies that we're going to talk about, because I just think she's so cool and she's done amazing things. So Berry will now show you how we switch up transitions from environment to environment, where we have a boundary at one side of the door. She goes and gets on the boundary, and we feed her for being on the boundary. And then we open the door, and then there is a boundary on the other side of the door. Now, it's not going to be a fluffy one in this case, but to show you with the back door, because the front door, there wasn't much space to film. And we're going to feed. Now, what I would do with dogs that are really braining next week kind of dogs, actually, a lot of the time they leave the house and they get their equipment on, and we're creating this new picture. They'd hop up onto the boundary outside and then go back inside. Okay, I don't want this dog predicting. I don't want this dog anticipating, because what they're predicting is all the interactions that they're going to have with other dogs. So it might be out the front door, onto your boundary, and then back in again. And what that does is it takes the energy out of the start of the walk. And that's what we're after. We want to reduce arousal, reduce vigilance. Am I making sense to everyone here? Have you got any questions? Because the behaviour team are ready to answer. Okay, Christina says, "Oh, excited to try this." That's always reinforcing for me. This is good. Just don't leave right now. Amazing. Good. Cool. Okay, so then third kind of point of that triangle, bringing the brain back in the moment. Yeah, does everyone remember the third point of the triangle? What we're going to do is we are going to make it so that our dogs want to keep their brain in the moment. We're going to set it up so that it doesn't pay for them to be thinking like 10 steps ahead or 50 steps ahead. And the way that we do that is a bit of a sneaky way, kind of tricks our dogs a little bit. And we're going to get an object, any kind of object, but you're going to use it specifically for this exercise. And we're going to teach our dogs to put their front feet on the object. Now, quite simply, we're just going to lure them onto that object and feed them for being on the object. We might throw a piece of food away, and then we're luring them onto the object, feeding, them being on the object again, so that they're actively seeking that object out, and they're like, oh my goodness, this is the 2 feet of object, get my feet on that object. And at that point, we then start to say, okay, we're going to go on a little journey with this object. So we are going to walk around the house, and we're going to pop the object down, and the feet go on, and we feed, and we throw a piece of food away, and we walk a little bit further, and we might pop the object down, and then we feed. And you can see, where is Berry's awareness in this? She's looking for when that object's next going down, isn't she? She's like, I'm waiting for you to do this. I need you to do this. Which is exactly what we want to achieve. It's also like a tour of Jessie's house, which I find quite funny that we're all like walking with Jessie around the house. Brilliant. So you see, she's there, she's ready, feet go on. Yeah? Everyone clear on that? Now then what we do is we might put her harness and lead on, or a head collar and lead on, or whatever picture we're creating. And we're going to do exactly the same. the objects in our hands. She's like, when is that object going down, Mum? We put the object down, we feed her for having feet on the object, and then we throw a piece of food away, we pick the object up, and we carry on. And she's like, come on, put it down. Okay, I've got my feet on it. There we go. You want to be like the human vending machine. And at this point, dogs that are brain in next week dogs, they might be thinking, lead means walk, arousal goes up. I can no longer take food. We're going to walk around. They're going to learn that this picture isn't about going for a walk. It's about focusing, engaging with me, looking. Your awareness only needs to be with me and where this object is. Is this making sense? You see where this is going, guys? Amazing. So now we're now at the point of leaving to potentially go for a walk. We're going to check, object goes down. Have I still got your brain? This is my little thermometer now where I can say, okay, is your brain still with me? If it's not, I know how you're going to interact with other dogs and it's not going to look pretty. So we're not going to go for a walk right now. Oh, nice, lovely. And the door is open. And notice Berry's not trying to rush through the door and transition to the new environment. She doesn't ping to the end of the lead when we walk through the door, because actually her awareness is with us and we're creating this much better picture. Now, you might be thinking, how on earth does this relate to other dogs? But you shouldn't be, because you know that the brain in next week villain is what is driving a lot of our dogs' dog struggles. Imagine having a level-headed dog on a walk so that when you encounter things like other dogs or people or loud noises, you've got an opportunity to support them because their brain is with you.